I feel like I kind of jumped ahead here. I feel like I ended up like getting too like advanced too quickly or something like that. So I want to like double back and maybe I can like edit it afterwards and just do it in better order or something like that. Pixels. I talked about pixels and raster-based and vector-based work before, but I wanted to like clarify what these things were so you understood what they new people that were new to Photoshop and working with computer graphics understand what these things are and how to work with them. What is a pixel? Well, where's my thing? Okay, what is a pixel? What is a pixel? Well, a pixel is basically the smallest building block of a raster-based image. Like, it's basically like one square. Like, all your images are basically made out of squares. Like, look at my picture of my terrible robot. Zoom in on him, you get in really close, and you can see that my terrible robot is actually made up of like lots of tiny pixels, lots of tiny squares, like hundreds if not thousands of squares. Now if I go into my settings, my image size here, you can see that my entire canvas is made up of 3,300 pixels by 2,550 pixels. What is going on here? Oh, that's because of this guy. Let's delete this guy for now, or something. No. Control, cut, paste, hide. There we go. So 2,000. What did I say? 2,550 pixels. So 2,550 tiny squares by 3,300 tiny squares. They're basically like tiny squares that make up your image. So like 1 pixel by 1 pixel. Let's see what happens when like I reduce the amount of pixel information. Let's cut it down so you can see how like the amount of pixels will affect your image. So let's go to like 300. See? Now it's made of fewer squares. 300 pixels. It's no longer 2,000 pixels. Or 3,000 pixels. It's like 300 pixels by 200 and something. Now let's go like even smaller. 30 by 20. 30 by 20. It's even more pixelated. Well, you should like, you can really see the tiny squares that like making up this image now. This should like give you a very basic understanding of like what this is. Now, if you're working with like art, computer graphics, like a general rule of thumb is to work at like a standard document. Let's say you're printing on this standard paper. You basically want to go like 300 pixels per inch. Square pixels, 300 square pixels per inch. Basically. This is a 8.5 by 11. 300 square pixels per inch is like 2,500 by 3,300. That's 300 square pixels per inch. The resolution is the pixels per inch. How many pixels are in an inch? Right? If I can reduce this, if I reduce the resolution to, let's say, 10 pixels, then you just end up with an image that is like 10 by 8. And it looks like a pixelated monster. Oh. pixelated monster. So you can see how like that image, how many pixels in your image can affect your image. General rule of thumb is to work at like 300 dpi, a resolution of 300 dpi when you're printing. When you're printing, you normally want to work with CMYK because printers generally print using that color system, CMYK. The different color systems don't 100% align. I really wish I had like a map. Like if you do research on like different color systems, you can tell like it's really weird. They overlap. Like HSB, let's say like this is HSB. This is the HSB color system. So all your colors, all the colors that you can get from HSB is in this area. Now CMYK is kind of like, this isn't accurate by any means. It's different. The point is it uses a completely different color system, and it doesn't completely overlap. CMYK. So if you make an image using HSB, right, and you try and print it in CMYK, the colors are not going to come out the same. Some of the colors are going to come out like a little weird, a little different. So you have to be like careful about that. Keep something like that in mind when you're going from color to print. I think I've covered all of the Photoshop, like the basic fundamentals in terms of Photoshop, working with Photoshop, and some, you know, basic computer graphic terminologies. Oh, I should really have talked about working with like vectors, vector graphics and shapes and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do that in a different tutorial. Something like that. Well, that's all I got for now. That covers the basic inputs for Photoshop. The art field's vast. I've covered a ridiculous amount of content. I wanted to like make notes, kind of like a refresher for myself, and also if anyone else benefits from them as well. Someone like posted like a while ago that, oh, you should like make tutorials, that way you can show people like what you know and what you can do. So I was like, oh, that's a great idea, and just, yeah, it didn't really take off, but anyways, I don't know. I figured maybe I could like make different ones, like some open and free, and maybe others put them on Skillshare or something. I wasn't really like certain what to make notes on, like, because you know the art field is huge. It's just massive. Like if there's like something specific you guys want to like know, to see, to learn about, like drop me a line. I'll see what I can do. So that's all for now. If you are new here to WRNotes, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like. And until next time, stay creative and have fun, and good luck out there.